Admiral's Log, April 7th, 1932. We've had our baptism by fire. The Japanese were our first adversary. This was a long time coming. Immediately we have set the tone of the war. The battle was a decisive victory. All the better is that we beat the Japanese fleet almost within sight of their own shores. This will be an extra blow to morale for the Japanese and, for a culture fascinated by honor, a severe blow to their honor. Our ships took relatively little damage, but I have ordered them back for repairs and resupply either way. We could really use a forward resupply point in the Pacific, because as it is, our ships waste a lot of time and fuel traveling back and forth to San Francisco. For some reason, more nations have taken offense with us. If they are truly so misguided as to try and take on the US, then on their heads be it. Our fleet might be smaller, but our ships are of a vastly better quality. Time to seek out the enemy again and show them what the US can do. Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 3 of the US 1930s campaign. I might have insulted the Chinese, not that it takes much these days, and thus the war between the United States and the Chinese Empire is on. So, my objective for the campaign, get a victory against various nations, all 9 other parties. I'm on my way to at least hitting the Japanese where it hurts, and I'm not sure how the Russians got 500 victory points on me. Seems like a fairly random number. I had absolutely no encounters with them. I'm at war with the Germans and I'm at war with the Chinese. So it's going to be a little busy. Fortunately, I have a large naval budget, so let's commission, or at least let's start the construction of a whole bunch of new battleships. Because we're probably going to need a bunch of these New Yorks. Now, the New Yorks are the bigger version. They're 92,280 tons, and they sport 12 16-inch guns with an assortment of 20 8-inch guns and 64 2-inch guns. They're not cheap. They are definitely more expensive than the Idaho, but regardless, I do expect them to last a little longer. A mere month later, I am blockading the Chinese. I'm not even anywhere near the Chinese, but the Chinese have a fairly minute fleet. It is apparently so tiny that it projects 0 power. So the Chinese are getting blockaded. The French want to buy my alliance for 800 million. Thank you, but no thank you. How am I going to beat the Chinese if they don't have any ships? Where? Oh, they got one whole battleship. Wow. Okay. I did order my fleet over here to go back home. In case you don't know how the edge of the map thing works, you sail them to the edge, you scroll all the way back, and then you tell your fleet to go here, for example. And this way they take, let's say, the short route. They take the direct route east and will end up in San Francisco eventually, where they will get repaired. It is just going to take a while to get them here. When it comes to my ability to hit the Germans, that's going to be a little hard. Not so much because I don't have a fleet, I do. Yeah, they're over here. The battleship. This is the Indiana. The question is, where can we find the Germans? Because I don't see any German fleets in the North Sea. Nor do I see any British fleets in the North Sea. Where are the Germans? One submarine. Cool story. I need more. I need to be able to shoot something. Ooh, Russians. Let's go here. Everybody move up. I still have a beef with the Russians, and I don't know how they got the victory points, but I don't know how to get more victory points from them. Kill all of this. Won't be easy, will be fun. Let's get to work. Well, hoping that they bite, that is. Few things have happened while you weren't watching. I am now in an alliance with the British. I thought, you know what, if I'm operating this much in Europe, might as well have an ally. Maybe I can even resupply there and repair. And the blockade against the Chinese has ended. Probably because I withdrew my fleet all the way back to San Francisco to get them fixed up. meaning that my power projection in that area is low, so essentially none, and that made the Chinese be able to break out my blockade of 6 ships. Anyway, time to beat the Russians. The Indiana, Kansas, Charlotte, St. Louis, Haman, and Hatfield are going up against their biggest ship in this task force, Vladimir-class battlecruiser. She's carrying a modest armament of 8 13-inch guns. I'm not particularly scared of those guns when it comes to the battleship. The Kansas, well, the Kansas and Charlotte might have some issues with these guns. Their heavy cruisers are armed with 7.4s. Their lights are armed with 5.5s. They only carry 4 torpedo tubes. Don't mind about the mines, it's not important. These guys, however, carry more torpedo tubes. This is 9 per side in triples and another 2 per side in duos, so they can launch 11 torpedoes at me. Their CLs, they're all the same class. The Zemchuk, good lord, this thing has a lot of defects. Made in Russia. Look at the amount of defects this thing has. Okay, a couple of destroyers. 8 torpedo tubes on these boys. A couple of 5.1s and 1.7. This should be a cakewalk. Let's do it. Alright, here we go. Indiana is going to be finishing off this battlecruiser. And I finish off because it looks like this fleet has already done battle. Not against me, but they don't look so good. 3 damaged engines, a damaged rudder. We have this guy who has multiple, let's say, sustained hits to her stern. Probably the stern turret's out of commission. 2 engines out, a rudder out, and you can see it's about to collide. Nice sailing around. This guy, holy shit. Okay, this is going to be a cheap and easy victory. We just need to finish off some Russians. What could go wrong? St. Louis and Kansas and Charlotte are screening. We got the DDs looking for potential smaller boats. But considering all of their DDs are damaged, I mean, this fleet can't run. This fleet cannot fight. All this fleet can do is die. Boom. Overpen. Oh wow, they're shooting back. Target's behind smoke. You idiot. That does work both ways, probably. Yeah. The smoke screen put in place by this destroyer, sorry, light cruiser, is making it a bit more difficult to hit this battle cruiser. Whatever is left of it. And you are shooting what? Are you shooting my DDs? You are. How rude. Let's not. I don't really want that. 18% accuracy on Indiana. Nice shooting. That's 20% now. We're able to bring, I think, most turrets to bear. We just need a little bit of damage. Not much. We can scoop up a lot of victory points here. Very, very cheaply. That's how I like it. This thing does have a fairly healthy secondary. A couple of 8-inchers. 37%. Okay. What's your torpedo range, my friend? Uh-oh. 12-7. We find ourselves inside of torpedo range. Okay. Everybody who's not dealing with a big ship, focus the small ship. I'm going to take manual control of the CAs, the CL, and the DDs are largely fine. My torpedo range is 14.8, which means I can reach just about... No, I cannot reach the battlecruiser yet. Okay, fine. So be it. Focus this guy, please. Prime target. Let's eliminate this DD fast before it becomes a threat. What are you? You're a CL, you're not a DD. Oh. Considering the angle... Did you launch against my destroyer? I'm not even sure at this point. They generally pick the closest target. Let's Let's just turn these guys around for good measure. Go, 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 go. And I do want the battlecruiser finished off. That's by far the most victory points I can acquire. The rest of the targets, not that critical. Focus this, focus this, focus this. Secondaries on Indiana. That's the 5-inchers over there. Also engaging the CL. Okay, that's not good. That is really properly not so good. I'm not even sure what you're trying to hit. Maybe the CL. St. Louis. Okay. Mr. Kuchezov. Kindly sink. See, this thing already has massive damage, but the crew seems to be replenished. Okay. It'd be like that. How much armor do you have? Oh, not that much. You pen this? You can, right? Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay. Oh wow, this thing is really within an inch of his life. We just need to get a few hits, maybe 2. And that thing is dead. Oh man, I still got this nasty cough and it's making recording quite difficult. Let me tell you that. But hey, must make sure that you guys have something to watch. Come on. Finish them off. Ideally without taking a lot of damage, because we are really far from home. And I generally don't like to go all the way back. Oh, 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 oh. Trouble. Trouble in the water. Finish off the Derpski. Hold on, was that the actual BC? Yes. Excellent work. Excellent work. Their battle cruiser is no more. Well done. That was the biggest threat, biggest target. So now we got a 96% chance to hit a destroyer? With a 16-inch gun? Tell me more. Oh, wow. That was some hefty damage. Boys, turn. You're kind of becoming the focal point of the whole division. It's not that great. Turn. Dead. That was the Derpski. Was that the... No, it wasn't even the battleship. What are you targeting now? The CA all the way over there. Get with the program. Find something else. Kuchezov dies. Very good. Every patch, they tell me, the AI has been improved. And I go, yes, I'll believe it when I see it. And then I don't see it. Because, I mean, I have... well, I have fewer ships. Let me start with that. I have fewer ships. They're better ships. And they're healthier ships. I don't have half my ships already dead. But the AI is still really quite god-awful at trying to use their ships. I might have to throw the battleship into reverse. Please don't... No, not if the torpedo suddenly changes direction. Full ahead flank. Oh boy, please be a dud. Or please dodge. Torpedo hit. Okay. I had that thing, and I cleared it, and then the torpedo decided to suddenly change direction. As they do. Focus on your closest target and eliminate it. Because this guy might come back from another angle. Boom! 3.5k. It's more like it. Thank you, Indiana. It's a cute little torp they got. What is that? A 21-incher. The Indiana barely cares. Huh. Okay. So, let's eliminate this Black Sea fleet. And then we can proceed with maybe the Germans, depending on how much Well, let's say how much confidence the Russians still have for future conflict. Let's hope they don't nuke the place. This torpedo I really don't like. Oh, fuck's sake. No, Lewis. Oh, this is going to be problematic. I'm getting cross-torped. Kansas should be fine. Uh-oh. St. Louis should be fine. It's a relatively slow torp. Charlotte should be fine. Indiana and her damaged rudder is less than ideal. Okay. Focus on this guy. You paid 88 million for this? Please. Illuminate me. Why? I paid 100 million for mine. You're fast. You got a lot of armor. 20-inch main belt, effectively. More so, even. What is making these things so expensive? Diesels. Huh. And Generation 2 radar. Okay. I'd say I didn't quite get your money's worth. How are my DDs? Oh, you guys are fine. Perfect. What are you torping now? Nothing in particular. Best target. Okay, let's just wrap this up, shall we? Because we're almost done here. Kansas, finish off the Admiral Dreadnoughts. Or however you're supposed to... Oops. Was that a 16-inch headshot? Yes, it was. 8,000 damage. Mind the torpedo. Next is the Standard. Note how I'm not firing anything but HE on this target, because I don't need anything bigger. Well, I don't need anything with more punch, really. How fast is the... Yeah, 18 knots. You're completely screwed. See, one thing the AI could do better is just try and get back with damaged ships. But that's not what they're doing. They don't seem to focus on repairing their ships, making sure their crews survive. And once the crew survives, you just get a lot, better crew. Meaning, your ships get better, your accuracy improves, the damage control gets better. And your whole fleet, if you do it with enough ships, becomes a lot more effective. 30% chance to hit this heavy cruiser. What's my chance to pen? Mwah. Let's go with AP. Although I think we might get an overpen like this. Missed. Yeah. Oh, that was a good hit though. Destroying a torpedo launcher with a 7-inch from the light cruiser. Beautiful. Okay, Indiana, just wrap it up. And there we have it. 5,661 victory points for the Americans. A 16 point, thank you for showing up, amount of points for the for the Russians. They've lost a battle cruiser, 2 heavies, 6 lights and 3 DDs. It's a big loss for the Russian Navy. But it's a big gain for the US. I wonder, is it going to be enough to push them into peace? It might not. No, tough bastards want a little more. That's fine, they can get more. Odessa doesn't have anything. The Sevastopol doesn't have anything. Okay, the Black Sea has been purified. There are no further Russian ships. Although... No, the destination is West Africa. Oh, we got a CA coming back. Oh yeah. By all means. By all means. Ammo should be fine. Fuel should be fine. Damage, negligible. We'll be fine with this fleet. Absolutely fine. Perfect. Let's see how the boys in San Francisco are doing. Oh, they're not there yet. Right. They're still on their way to come home. I do have some submarines out, more for show than anything else. And this group has now formed up. Belknap, Vermont, Bridgeport, Fall River, Ellison and Thomas E. Fraser. And we are going to move to Germany. I'm not even sure how many ships do the Germans have left? Germany. 129. Oh, there's no shortage of targets. Alright, cool. Let's go for some Germans. So I was wondering, where's the German fleet? Where are all their battleships? Well, the AI being the AI, they are all heading to a port called Tsingtao in China. Why? Not a clue. The AI works in mysterious ways. But what I can tell you, all the German ships are heading that way. Here's a massive group, 1 battleship, 8 CAs, 8 CLs, 9 DDs. This is even worse. A battleship, a battle cruiser, 14 light cruisers, 13 DDs and 11 heavies. Even submarines are being retasked to go to Tsingtao. They're all heading there. Northeast Asia. I don't know why, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know why the Germans have decided to completely abandon their German ports. But something tells me this might not be strictly what the devs had in mind. I do wonder, seeing as none of these guys have a mine laying capacity, if I can do a port strike. So if I just send my whole fleet over there... No? This is still such a weird mechanic. I understand I cannot go into one of their ports, but how else am I going to do a port strike? That is kind of required, is it not? Send your ships into another port or close to another port? I don't know. So what am I working on for research? Big guns, hull construction, and the third priority is still maneuver warfare. I want to make sure that my crews get trained as best as possible, and this seems to be working. I don't know what escort power is though, but I want to try and get my ranging up. I want to make sure my crew has better drills, and hopefully this is going to allow me to train my crews up a lot faster. Anyway, if this task force of mine that is currently right next to Dover cannot find any Germans, perhaps we'll be able to deal with some more Russians. They got 2 heavy cruisers there, and they do seem to be on the way, all the way to the North Atlantic. You're going where? Here. Okay. Again, the AI works in mysterious ways. A little while later, I'm fighting another 2 heavy cruisers, and I was wondering whether these guys have been mauled by another task force, or if this is just, I don't know, let's say realistic levels of Russian maintenance. Whether they're sticking true to real life, I don't understand. I don't know why these guys have been so badly battered. Let's say the most likely in-game explanation is that they have indeed encountered another task force, and that because of that, they got so badly damaged. Because, holy shit. Main deck pen with an HE shell, 7.5k, dead. Yeah. I'm not sure whether I should call that a headshot. I'm also very sure that in the patch notes it said that extremely high HE damage numbers or extremely effective HE damage guns should be a thing of the past. Yes. The Indiana and her 16-inch high explosive shells would like a word. To the tune of, oh, I don't know, 7,500 damage. I mean, yes, it was a pen, but I did a lot more than the scheduled 5,000 points of damage, so this is not exactly fixed just yet. A little while later, it seems that the Russians are really getting unlucky. Ships have been damaged by enemy mines. Now, seeing as I cannot actually do that, these were mines placed by potentially the French, the British, or the Spanish. That's really the only factions I can imagine. And you can see just how much damage that is actually doing to these guys. The battleship took 39% damage. All you need to do in order to build mines is either put out a mine or a mine-laying submarine, or put them on a DD. Station the DD at a port, and well, that's basically all you need to do. Just let them do their mining job, and you will eventually get results like these. It's not, however, the only nation, because the British also got mined. Wow. They just lost a whole destroyer, the whole battleship. This is almost the complete destruction of a battle group on the hands of mines. But, right. The only ships capable of carrying mine removal equipment, I believe, are the CLs. I don't think the CAs can do it. So, either these light cruisers didn't have it, or proved to be insufficient. And because of that, the Russians just have lost a lot. Holy crap, just keeps on going. What the fuck happened to the Chinese? Look at that. Mined. Everybody got mined. They lost 7 transports. Bloody hell. How much does the Russian fleet have left? 16 ships? Wow, and I thought I had a small navy. Why is the Russian GDP greater than the US? What the fuck? Look at how much cash they have. 2.9 billion? How much do the Brits have? The Brits always have more. Yes, the Brits have 8 billion. Because of course they do. And also the British GDP is greater than that of the US by a factor of almost 2.5. Cool story. Oh, it makes sense. They're having to fund 117 ships. They are allied with me, almost allied with the French. They're fighting the Russians and the Japanese. So who mined the Chinese? Was that the Japanese? Because it sure wasn't me, and that's the only other faction that they're at war with. Okay, so this means that the Japanese are really dangerous when it comes to getting mines out. The interesting thing is, none of these have mine laying capabilities. None. I suppose it was this task force that might have run into a group of mines. Where's the German task force? Oh. Okay. The Germans have decided in their infinite wisdom that turning around is apparently the better course of action. And the whole German fleet is rushing home. Might have had something to do with the American task force that's right in front of their door. But who knows? Perhaps it's a factor. The AI really works in mysterious ways. Oh, the Russians have a new battleship here, huh? Interesting. Right, with this many German ships coming at me, should I be worried? Or should I expect the British? No, the British won't engage them. The British are not at war with the Germans, so all of these pretty ships, well, all 3 of them, they're not going to help. The Germans are mostly going back to Kiel. It's by far their biggest port. I'm not so confident about the abilities of 6 ships to hold off that massive onslaught of Germans that's coming my way. No. I cannot use any of the British ports. The port strike thing apparently doesn't work. Let's go back home and wait for some more ships. A few months later, it's the Germans' turn to run into a minefield, head first. Apparently, all of the destroyers and light cruisers are completely inept at sweeping mines, because look at the amount of damage that was taken. A bunch of destroyers just got utterly wrecked by mines. The amount of damage that these mines are doing is absolutely insane, and I think it needs to be turned down. I'm not even sure where these guys got hit. It doesn't tell you. I'm not sure whether it's this German group that might have not really been that well at minesweeping. Oh, look at that. Minesweeping capacity 11? Is that high or low? What's mine? I got a fleet here. 72. Right. And that's with what? 3 DDs in the CL? I believe my... Do my CLs have minesweeping capability? No. They don't. Okay. CAs? Nope, just depth charges. So it's the DDs. It's only the DDs. Yep, only the DDs. Oh boy. So that would indicate, considering it's happening to the Chinese, the Germans, and the Russians, that the AI either doesn't have or forgets to put on the Minehunter kits on their destroyers. Because without these, your ships apparently are dog shit at detecting a mine. Well, no, that's not quite right. They can definitely detect a mine the moment that their hull strikes it. That is a way to detect a mine and make sure that it goes off at the same time. Whether that's the outcome that they seek, questionable. Anyway, as for fleet ops, I am on my way back to the Pacific, and I didn't record it, but I gotta say, this patch is still unstable. This version of the game, 1.09.1, because several times now I've had to restart the campaign. So go back to the main menu because the game was hanging on a turn that says, hey, building new ships or updating missions. It's just annoying. It takes away enjoyment from the game. Also, why did this change? Why are the Germans and the Chinese now fighting me together? Or are they in an alliance? Is that what you're trying to say? What? Okay. The German-Chinese alliance is now a thing. That's why they're fighting me at the same time. Okay, cool story. In that case, we're going to send the task force of the Idaho, the South Dakota, Huntington, Buffalo, Fanning, Talbot, and Theodore E. Chandler all the way over to here. And we're going to mess up some Chinese ships. Oh, the Empire of Japan still has some ships up for grabs. Let's see if we can annoy those a little bit. And this is the southeast. Oh, look at that. They got a bunch of submarines, that's it. Their power projection is none. Northeast Asia. They got very little power projection. The moment that my fleet sails in here, I'll be blockading the Chinese. Easy. Let's have a look at that works. There you go. I sailed in, I didn't do anything, and it said, boom, blockade it. So, what are we gonna... Fuck me. Apparently, the US itself can also get damaged by mines. Fairly badly at that. I'm not even sure what I hit. I mean, I know what task force it is. It's the task force I just sent. But... oh, come on. Like, where were these mines supposed to be? Because from what I understand it, the only capable ships of mining the area... well, maybe it was this port. Yep, it was the port of Naha. Right. So that's pretty bad news for these guys. Because now we can go all the way back to base. Ugh. Mine, such a fantastic new feature. I gotta say, I hate it. Is it adding anything to the campaign? No. Yeah, frustration at that. Is it a strategic weapon? Probably. Is the AI smart enough to defend against it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Also, with the campaign map and the amount of ships, I would like it if they add a UI feature that allows you to filter nations. So I want to have a block, let's say here at the bottom end of the screen, that allows me to click on, I want to only see ships from Germany, Russia, and China. Let's say a few of my enemies. That way, I'll be much more capable of spotting where the fleets are and what ships I can send there to try and force an encounter of any kind. Because at this format that we have now, it's just a mess. It's a big mess. Oh wow, the whole fleet's back at Kiel. Minefield radius 200 kilometers. So does that mean they actually... yeah, these guys actually have a minefield. They might not have any minefield capacity, But their minefield radius means that it's already there. Does it also show that here? No. What the hell? Makes no sense. Okay, well, that'll be it for this episode. Hopefully next time a bit more battle, a bit less mining. Because this is just getting in... Well, it's turning into a nuisance. I mean, it's the first patch that they have it in. So they still need to tweak it. They still need to adjust it. They still need to adapt it. I understand. It's going to take a while. We're going to have to be a little patient. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon for the next